It's very serious. I mean, obviously families are backed up for 25, 29 hours in some places. The numbers coming over are increasing by 30, 40, 50% every day, and it stems from Putin's increasing brutality and the way he has sent missiles and shell fire and tanks into civilian centers.
The current US ambassador to the UN has talked about numbers as much as high as, and possibly even further than 5 million refugees from this crisis as well. Are we seeing any evidence of those kind of numbers, though?
Well, it's early days. A lot of Ukrainians wanted to stay and continue to want to stay, some to stay to fight, some because they don't want to leave their homes. Many have moved into Western Ukraine and would prefer to stay within Ukraine's borders if they can. And it's not clear yet what Putin's intentions are with regard to Western Ukraine. So I think those numbers are very realistic, though, if you take the scale of the brutality being inflicted. And I will say the welcoming posture that the frontline states have taken toward those refugees. I mean, that has to be commended. Poland has done away with all COVID-related requirements, all paperwork requirements. I mean, basically, if you show any ID, you can come across. Now, it does take time to come across, but just to stress, this is an overwhelming crisis, and the systems are in place to deal with some population flow, but the systems are going to be ramped up dramatically on this side of these borders in the next day or two.
A lot of coordination now from yourselves and others about the humanitarian effort and indeed military support, but has the West been napping on this one? I spoke to Senator McCain in 2014 after Euromaidan in Kiev, and he said we need to support Kiev and Ukraine militarily, get them into NATO quickly. Do you think the West has been caught napping?
Look, the United States has been out there for months warning of this invasion. We've been working with the Ukrainian government since 1992 and in a much more intense way since 2014 in the Maidan and the Democratic Revolution. USAID alone has been involved in helping Ukraine diversify its energy sources, build up its cybersecurity so that it's able to respond to the kinds of cyber attacks that have been striking its systems in recent days, and building the rule of law, fighting corruption, and building democratic institutions. The Ukraine of today is not the Ukraine of 8 years ago, nor is the Ukrainian military the Ukrainian military of 8 years ago. Putin has a very large military that he has sicked upon an innocent civilian population, unprovoked active aggression, and the Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian military are doing their best to stave that off. But that should take nothing away from the kind of country that the Ukrainian people have built over these years and the kind of support I think that the international community has offered that effort to secure independence, prosperity, and democracy.
Briefly, Administrator, do you see any diplomatic way out of this? You have a vast amount of experience in this arena. Is it only going to be a military solution, or do you see a diplomatic solution?
Well, the only way to stave off human tragedy is a diplomatic solution, and certainly the Ukrainians have made very clear that that is what they are interested in. But all Putin has done so far is answered with tanks and steel.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.